Okay, we are looking at retreating tooth number 30. This is very exciting. I wanted to just to quickly look at the pre-op PA, the pre-op x-ray, and kind of just go through what I'm thinking prior to actual treatment. First off, I'm looking at tooth number 30. If you look closely now, I don't know if you can see it well. I took a scan, a CBCT on this image. There is a mesial root apical lesion, or a mesial root periapical radiolucency, a PARL. This tooth was treated by a general dentist. It is infected now. The patient is having pain. We are going to retreat this tooth. The diagnosis is tooth number 30. So number 30, previously treated / symptomatic apical periodontitis. The patient is having pain with chewing, pain with percussion, and it's confirmed when I go ahead and do my clinical testing. So now, here's the process. What are we going to do? We're going to first access through this porcelain crown. We're going to take a diamond with water, and we're going to create an access, and we're going to start about 3 millimeters from the mesial marginal ridge, and then we're going to make an access. Okay, we're going to do our access prep, and then we are going to follow the composite brick road down to the gutta percha os. Okay, we are trying to find the land of gutta percha. We want to find the orange right here, the magic treasure at the end of the rainbow, at the end of the composite brick road. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take our time. We're going to access through the porcelain with a gold. I like either a round burr or a cylinder burr. The round burr is nice sometimes. Get through that porcelain, get down into the gutta percha. Now, once we get the gutta percha, okay, once we have found the gutta percha, then we are going to, first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a chloroform well. So what I like to do is take a heat tip, any type of heat that you can apply, like a System B heat tip. I like the Gutta Smart heat tip with the black tip, or the IndoPro 270 tip with the yellow tip, the smaller tip. And what I want to do is I want to form about a 3 to 5 millimeter well for chloroform. So I'm going to take that heat tip. I'm going to remove gutta percha down about 3 to 5 millimeters in the coronal part of the canal, and I'm going to form this well so that I can put a little bit of chloroform in there. Okay. Now, the chloroform is a solvent. It's going to start to soften up the gutta percha. All right, so that's the very first thing I like to do, is form a nice little well. And then what I'm going to do now is, after I do that, after I've removed about 3 to 5 millimeters of gutta percha, I am now going to take a number 10C 21 millimeter file and place it into the canals. Now, there's chloroform in there already. There's chloroform basically soaking in here, right? And you got this chloroform in there. And what I want to do is I want to take a 10C file, okay, and I'm going to place this 10C file, okay, and that's a 10. I'm going to put it down into the gutta percha, and I'm going to form a gutta percha glide path. All I want to do is work this into the gutta percha, and I'm going to form this. I want to create like kind of a gutta percha glide path with this 10C file, and I'm going to kind of go about as far as it lets me, but I'm really in the coronal middle thirds. That's what I'm trying to do, stay in the coronal middle thirds, and then I'm going to, my goal is to form this, and to get this number 10C to kind of slide into the gutta percha. I'm doing like kind of a pick and twist clockwise, pick and twist clockwise, trying to work it in. Once I get it loose in there, kind of loose, about maybe 15 or so millimeters, my goal is to about 15 millimeters or so, maybe 20. Then I'm going to take let me get that ready for you, I'll show you. I'm going to take a Wave 1 Gold primary, okay, the Wave 1 Gold primary, and I'm going to use this file. Okay, this is the Wave 1 Gold file. I'm going to use this Wave 1 Gold primary, it's a reciprocation file, to remove the coronal middle third gutta percha. Okay, and it's going to remove, most of the time it'll probably remove about this much gutta percha right here. It's going to leave a little bit of the apical gutta percha, which is fine, because I am going to use a hand file I'm going to use a little 10C once this coronal middle third gutta percha is removed with my wave 1 gold primary. I'm going to use this 10C file to start to form a little, to gently start to form a little glide path in the apical third. Then once I do that, then I'm going to use hand files. I'm going to use a 10, I'm going to use a 15, 20, maybe a 25 to remove the apical third gutta percha. Okay, I'm being really careful. All in this process, I'm replenishing the canals with chloroform drops, 3 to 5 chloroform drops, and I am constantly using extra coarse paper points and coarse paper points to sop up the nasty soupy gutta percha. Okay, so that's what we're going to do there, and then what our goal is to basically to remove all of this gutta percha here, and then to once we do that, we're going to put bleach in there as soon as possible. We want bleach into the canal to start killing bugs, to killing microbes. So our goal is to get the gutta percha out and get the bleach in there, and then we're going to upshape with a little bit of a larger file if possible, and we'll go from there. But that's kind of what, that's the start. That's what I look at this pre-op x-ray. Now we're going to go through the actual clinical video and the treatment. Okay, so this is sort of a starter. Now go with me as I narrate what I did exactly in this case, and you can watch. So